Guys, we're going to do this practice sheet, which is asking you to expand decimals and write them in word form. So it gives you a number in standard form. So here you notice that this is the decimal. I always like to make my decimal larger than what it is so I don't look over it. So here I know everything to the left is a whole number where everything to the right is a decimal. So I would say this as 34,926 and 700. So in expanded form, I'll start with my largest place value, which is 3 in the 10,000s. So that would be 30,000 plus the 4, which would be 4,000, plus the 9, which is 900, plus the 2 tens is 20, plus the 6 in the ones is 6, plus the 0 in my tenths, plus 7 hundredths. So I would do 7 hundredths. So that would be my expanded form. Next would be word form. So I will write it exactly as I say it. So 34,926. And when you come across that decimal point, you do and 7 hundredths. And when I write anything with my decimal, I always underline the TH so I don't forget it. So there is number 1 in expanded and word form. All right, let's look at number 2. So I'm going to make my decimal point a little bit larger. Everything to the left is a whole number. Everything to the right is a decimal. So this would be 9,562 and 413 thousandths. So expanded form, remember there were 2 ways to expand. So I'm actually going to expand the second way. And remember the second way we do it in each of them in parentheses. So you start with your largest place value, which is 9. So you would do the 9, which is in the thousands place, so 9 times 1,000. Plus, my next one is the 5 in the hundreds, so 5 times 100. Plus the 6 in the tens place, so 6 times 10. Plus, next in parentheses would be the 2, which is in the ones place, so 2 times 1. Plus next is a 4, which in the tenths, so 4 times 1/10. Plus next is a 1 in the hundreds, so 1 times 1/100. And then plus my next digit is a 3, which is in the 1/1000ths place. So there would be number 2 in expanded form. Number 2 in word form. So we say it is 9,562 and 413 thousandths. So we'll do exactly that. So 9,562 and 413 thousandths. Now these are decimal place values, so I'm going to underline that TH so I know I didn't forget it. Good job. All right, number 3, standard form. They've written it for us. We are responsible for doing expanded in word. So I'm going to make my decimal point a little larger. Everything to the left is a whole, everything to the right is a decimal. So 825,793 and 6/10. So in expanded form, we'll go back to our first way of doing expanded. I'm going to alternate just in case some of you like to do it this way or like to do it this way. I would take both expanded forms correctly. I wouldn't say one over the other. All right, so let's look at number 3, expanded form. So largest place value is the 8 in the 100,000. So that 8 is 800,000. Plus the 2 in the 10,000s, which is 20,000. Plus the 5 in the thousands, which is 5,000. The 7 in the hundreds, which is 700. The 9 in the tens, which is 90. The 3 in the ones, which is 3. And the 6 in the tenths, which would be 6/10. Next is word form. We say it or write it exactly how we say it. So 825,000 793. And when we come to that decimal point, we say and 6/10. And I'm going to underline that TH because I know I did my job for the decimals. Number 4. So I do not have a decimal point, so that means this number is all a whole number. There are no decimals or parts of a whole. So let's do it with our parentheses and multiplying by the place value. So we start with the largest place value for expanded form, which is the 6 in the 10 millions. So we would do parentheses, 6 times 10 million, plus parentheses, 5 in the millions, which would be 5 times 1 million, plus next largest place value is 4, so that would be 4 times 100,000, plus next digit is a 7 in the 10,000s, 3 in the thousands, so 3 times 1,000, plus a 0 in the hundreds, a 9 in the tens, which would be 9 times 10, plus then a 2 times 1 because it's in the ones place. Next, we'll do word form. We say it exactly, or we write it exactly how we say it. So 65,473,092. So this would be 65 million, comma, 473,092. Very good. All right, let's do number 5. They gave it to us in standard. There is a decimal point, so I'm making it a little larger. Everything to the left is a whole number. Everything to the right is a decimal. Expanded form, we're going to write it out just by the values. So the largest place value is the 7, which is in the 10,000. So that would be 70,000, plus then the 4 in the thousands, which is 4,000, plus a 0 in the hundreds, then an 8 in the tens, which was 80, plus 6 in the ones, plus a 3 in the tenths, which then would be 3/10, plus a 9 in the thousands, which would be 9 thousandths. Next, we're doing word form, which we write it exactly how we say it. So 74,086 and 39 hundredths. Ooh, I caught myself just now. So this is supposed to be 9 hundredths, not 9 thousandths. Sorry guys, we all make mistakes. So actually this should be 9 hundredths. All right, so 74,086 and 39 hundredths. This is a decimal place value, so I underline that TH just to make sure I did it. All right, let's do number 6. So they gave it to us in standard form. I'm making my decimal point larger. Everything to the left is a whole number. Everything to the right is a decimal. Expanded form, we're going to do it with the parentheses, writing the digit, and then multiplying by the place value. So my largest place value is the 4, which is in the tens. So parenthesis 4 times 10. Plus parenthesis next is 6, which is in the ones place. So 6 times 1 parenthesis. Plus next is a parenthesis. The next is a 5, which would be multiplied by the tenths. Parenthesis plus parenthesis. There's a 1, which is in the hundredths place. So 1 times 1 100. Plus next digit is a 2, which we would multiply by 1 1,000. Okay, so there would be expanded form. Next, we write it in word form. So we write it exactly how we say it. So 46 and 512 thousandths. 46. When you come to that decimal point, you say and 512 thousandths. I'm going to underline that TH because that's my decimal point to make sure I do not forget it. Good job, guys.